Hey, what's up, House of the Dragon fans? Kino here, and I just watched the latest episode that's out. This is the seventh episode of the first season, so we're getting closer to the finale. But this one was a very good episode until the very end. And there was also a couple elements I wasn't happy with. But let's go through the episode. So, after last episode, Damon's wife Lena died. She committed suicide by dragon, basically. And so this episode is her funeral. They've all gathered on Driftmark which is the seat of House Valerian. They've gathered there to have the funeral, and everyone's kind of mingling and stuff. Some important things are happening. One, Damon and Rhaenyra hook up. They finally have sex. There's been this kind of attraction between the two since she was a child, which is so fucking weird to say, especially considering they're uncle and niece. But again, this is House Targaryen. They're fucked up. But there's been this kind of, I don't want to say romance. That's not the right word for it. But there's been this attraction there. So they finally hook up. And then Aemond, who is the younger son of Queen Allison, he doesn't have a dragon of his own, so he goes to take Vhagar, who was the dragon of Lena. He's one of he was the dragon, or how should I put this? Vhagar was the dragon of Visenya, who was King Aegon, the first King Aegon, the one who founded the house, one of his sister wives. So basically, this is like the oldest dragon that's still alive in Westeros. Thing is huge, way bigger than other dragons. And he goes and claims it, and he becomes the dragon's new master. The Valerians are pissed off because they view it as like their birthright. That he stole. They get into a fight, and then one of I don't remember if it was Jaehaerys or Lucerys, one of Rhaenyra's kids, like basically stabs him in the eye and takes out his eye, so he loses it. And he calls them bastards too. So there's just all this kind of like animosity between the two families going on. King Viserys is like, everyone just calm down, stop fighting each other, we're a family. But the two sides clearly hate each other. Alicent wants their children to lose an eye too, because of what they did to Aemond. And this is the first thing that I thought was stupid. Like, the scene is going great, like a lot of tension, very well done. And then Alicent like grabs a knife and goes to stab Rhaenyra, and I was like, okay, you took it too far. Again, I don't know if that's in Fire and Blood. I don't think it was in the Princess and the Queen. So that one I was like, okay, this is for drama here. They're trying to make it a little bit more exciting. Again, maybe they did it in the books, but I don't think so. But regardless, I thought that part was stupid. It's like it's too it's for like, again, for drama. It's for excitement. It's not how I think Allison would actually behave. Yes, I know she's a mother, her son was hurt, but, there's certain protocols that are observed. I would believe that this was the thing that really motivated her to, like, go all in against Rhaenyra, but to try to stab her in front of everyone was, like, too drama's sake. And again, I wonder if they're purposely trying to make Alicent look worse because she's on the side of, quote unquote misogyny. I've heard, I saw some article that said like the writers kind of described her as like a woman, like a woman for Trump, like in the modern age. Like she's like a self-hating, they don't like Alicent. And I feel like this was a way to make her look even worse. Again, not that she's like a perfect character. Like, she's complicated even in the books, but I think modern politics is definitely a part of it. The other thing I didn't like about this episode was at the end, Rhaenyra and Damon decide they want to get married, and they have Laenor killed. Even though he had like kind of recommitted himself to Rhaenyra, but she's like, he's too weak to be my husband. So they conspired to have what's his name? I guess his name is Carl. It's Laenor's lover. Kill him basically. To free up to her to marry Damon. And it looks like they do that for a moment, and then Rhaenyra and Damon go get married. But it turns out at the very end, it's kind of revealed that the two of them, like Laenor and his lover Carl, like decide, like they faked his death. Like I don't know who they killed. They killed someone else and burned the body and left it there. And I'm like, who? And that's the part I really didn't like. The fact that they're like, oh, he's still alive at the end. And I was like, why do that? I know why they did it. It's because he's the gay character. We can't kill him off. It's like, it would look bad, to modern audiences. But I don't like that moment for two reasons. One, because it's like, again, who did they kill? Like, they killed some innocent person. Or maybe you're gonna headcanon it as like, no, they found some like murderer or something in the dungeon and like killed him and burned him. Like, fuck you. People will go to any kind of fucking lengths to like headcanon like explanations for the show. Like, no. But beyond just that, it also undercuts Rhaenyra's transformation. Now, I really liked her decision to kill Laenor. I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna make Rhaenyra dark, which is how she's supposed to be in the books. She gets evil by the end. Which is I was like, oh my god, they're actually gonna do it. I was so excited. But to have him survive and like, he's in hiding with his lover, he shaved his head. It's like it undercuts that moment. Like, I know people will say like, well, but she's still meant to have him killed, so she's still evil. But again, the impact is not there if the death is not real. There's no actual consequences as of yet, from a storytelling perspective. So I was disappointed with that. I feel like, oh my god, this episode was really good aside from those two details. And I would even take the Allison thing, but really the leaving Laenor alive really soured my mood to this episode. Like, it's not a huge problem in terms of like plot, but it's a problem in terms of like theme and impact and storytelling. And I think it's going to be indicative of what we're going to see moving forward. I think we're going to see more of like kind of whitewashing of certain things, and like, no, these characters are going to get a happy ending. Like, I swear to fucking God, when they do Blood and Cheese, it's going to be like, well, no, they'll probably kill them because they're the Greens, and the Greens are the misogyny side. So, but I don't know. They're gonna whitewash more of this shit. But I don't know. If you guys are not familiar with the books, that comparison might have been like, what the fuck is Blood and Cheese? We'll get there. Hopefully we'll get there. But yeah, good episode besides those few elements. And I'm excited as we're getting kind of into the conflict zone here. Like, we only have a few more before the dance is really going to start. And yeah, there's going to be some cool moments here, especially with Aemond. I like him. I like he's a fun villain kind of for the series. So we'll see where they go with him. But regardless, I've talked enough about this. Thank you guys for watching these reviews, and stay tuned next week for the next one coming up.